guys, thank you for joining me. Today I am doing the next in the Nail Tech online exam series, and this is episode 3, and in this one I've decided I'm going to do the acrylic nail technician course. So I'm going for the biggies, getting all the biggies out of the way first, because of the, I think it's 12 I've got to do. 2 of them are workshops anyway, like nail art, and another one, can't remember. So I've got the nail training hand. I must admit, this training hand has got a much better stand than the one I had before. It's a concertina one, and it just goes and stays exactly where you put it. There's no dropping down or anything, so that's good. I'm not going to be fighting it. Oh, sorry, back outside. So in this one, it's quite staged what you've got to do. I have had to send in the written exam, which was a lot more involved than the e-file exam, because you've got the chemicals and stuff involved in this one. So they're wanting all your normal questions about contraindications, so when should you not do people's nails, and there's a contra action in the exam, which did make me laugh because a little bit of a spelling mistake. It was one of the last couple of questions talking about these, and it said, what is a contraction? And my husband says, just tell them it's when you're in labour with kids, it's agony and you don't really want one. I said, I think they mean a contra action, which is obviously something happening that you don't want to happen, like an adverse reaction, really. So I've answered that one and everything, but it just struck me as funny if people aren't quite sure. I'm guessing they get a lot of emails going, what's that mean? So, unless it's just me that didn't pick up on it early enough. So I've got to stick tips onto these, and they want 3 through. They want square, coffin and almond. So they want these 3 through. So I'm on this hand, and she did say to file these with the 180, otherwise you wouldn't stand a cat and else chance of sticking the tips on. So these just clip in. If you haven't had one of these hands before, these little things clip in. You can get these in white, I noticed, in some of these hands, and I did see some that were paler than this, which I think would be quite nice. So I've put that onto there, and I've got to file it with a 180 just to get it ready for sticking the tips on. So get this one done first. I don't know how well these stay on here. I've had to take them off and do the top bit. Should have said take the fingers off. Skins, finger skins. So a lot of it is sequenced. Oh, I've just done my nails, look, and I'm going to bugger these up. A lot of them are sequenced in this one. So I was going to fail if I didn't send my written exam through, at least with the first part of this. So I've sent it in already anyway. I sent it in about 3 hours ago. Now, to be honest, when I sent the first exam in, that came back within, oh, I don't know, about 3 or 4 hours. Maybe even quicker. This one went in at tea time, so I'm guessing it'll be a little bit longer. So once you get the okay on that, then I can move on. So there's 3 parts to this. So you've got to show them shaping just the tips without product. I've got to stick some product on, and I've got to gel polish. And then when they are happy that you can do it on a tip, because I'm guessing that these courses just mirror the in-person courses. So I need to have taken all the shine off that, which is a lot easier on your own fingernails. What was I saying? Yeah, so prep all these. Move on to real hands. And for real hands, you need to do 5 hands. I'm like, I ain't got enough. And I just said to Phil, let me look at your hands. So I looked at his hand and I went, oh my God, no, they're a bit gnarled. He's been doing a lot of woodwork and stuff, so I'm not using them. He said, well, ask daughter. I said, well, I would, but she's up to her eyeballs busy. So I know she said she would help. She's obviously offered to help. So is my daughter-in-law. But they're so busy. I mean, if they come out at night, they don't see their own kids, do they, when they're at work and kids are at school and that. So anyway, I'm going to get these with the false hand out of the way. And then perhaps I should have left that looking a bit more scuffed. Oh, it's coming back. We're all right. We're all right. So I've got to size up these tips. Mate, it's a good job I didn't keep you for that. Blooming heck. Must have taken me 10 minutes to get these to stick on here. I've ended up, I've tried what glue they've sent me. I've ended up reverting back to my cart because 3 of them went in bin. They just weren't. She said put them on wider because they're notoriously difficult to stick on. I don't know if I said that already. But she was right. About 10 blooming minutes. Anyway, so I've got to do the filing. So I think I'm going to do the middle one in the square. Oh, let's put something on just to protect these hands. Right, there we are. I've not done my right hand yet, but I don't want to mess this thumb up while I'm filing. So straight for this one. Let's see if it stays on. Take those little rings off. So that's the square. I wonder what it's like if I put the finger back on. Ooh. Yeah. That's what we're having for the square anyway. So, yeah, that's what that is. Next, coffin. So, I'm going to take the very edge off the coffin first. So, I'm going to go, just take the corner off. Like that. I might have come in a bit much for coffin. Might be ending up with more ballerina. Oh, I've got a square, a coffin, and an almond now. Right, similar process, but I'll go more towards the middle, which is how I usually do it anyway. So take all the corner off. So if you want, you can put a mark. This is what I do anyway. Put a mark in the middle. There. Yeah, and then I'll round them off and bring them in. Actually, I'll get them wings off first. So I'm doing that as if it's a straight one first. and then I'll come there. So that's what we're having. Anyway, square, coffin and almond. That's what I'm sending in. So I've just been doing a little bit of practising with the acrylic that they sent me, because all acrylics vary and you'll get on better with some than others, so I wasn't sure about this, so I've been practising a little bit with it. That and their monomer and the gel polish that they sent me through. So first of all, I've not bothered sticking tips on, and that took too long. I've just gone with one of these brown tips and polished, and then I've done this one is just polish on the tip itself. Let me zoom in a bit. So this one is just on the tip itself, so it's not too bad, except I've got a little bit of a dimple there, look, so that's no good. Then I used some acrylic on it and just built the nail with that. Look, it's not turned out that well once I've put the polish on. And I've thought, I've not filed it enough. It's a bit of a pain on these, but I've not filed it enough, so I know to file it a bit more. So this one I've built, and then I've filed it, and it's a lot better. So, yeah. It's getting there, that one. So I'm going to have another few goes with that while I wait for my thingy bob written exam to be approved, and then I can send in those pictures of those 3 tips, and then I can move on to doing the acrylic on the tips. So I've kept those to one side, and I'll build on those next. So yeah, a little bit more practising I think with this, and I'll do another couple of nails, and then I'll move on to the exam bit. So I've done these nails and sent the photos off. So I've passed on the written exam and the tips, putting the tips on and shaping them. And then I've had to put acrylic on, keep the shape, polish top coat, and send this through. So this is the polish that they sent me to use anyway. So I'm using these. And meanwhile, my nails have changed. As if by magic, because I'd sent it through and I thought, what am I going to do now? So I ended up sorting my nails out. I did use something on my nails because I redid the long hand, the long flowery, anyway, I changed them to just pink, I think that was in the last shot. And I've tried them with chrome on, and used different top coats, and I can't remember which one I've used, and I've ended up with some pimply bits. So, really annoyed. So I thought, bugger, I'll take them off quick. So now all I've done is painted the ends and put some normal, normal top coat on, just to give them a break and see. And then I'll have to go back to the 1 nail rule and make sure. Anyway, I digress. So this is my coffin one. So I've sent a couple of pictures of that in. I've got a square. So sent a couple of that in. And move that a minute. Yeah, so I've sent that one. And then this is my almond. So I've sent that. Okay, so it's time to start my practical on a real hand. So I'm going to use myself. I did message them and ask them, and they said it's okay. So I've been waiting a little bit. So it's been about a week or 2 since I last did well, since I last filmed a snippet for this, because I wanted to get to the point where I've got a little bit of growth so that because I've not been cuticle oiling as well. My theory was they need to see an improvement, so there's no point doing my normal cuticle maintenance because they won't see any improvement. That was my thought anyway. So this is what we're working with, so a bit dry and crusty. So I've sent them a photograph of the before and of my ingredients, or the products that I'm going to use. Ingredients? I'm back to baking. The products that I'm going to use so that they can see that it's acrylic and stuff. So I've got to do the prep, which I'll film a little bit of that for you. I'm only putting little snippets of each bit in for you because otherwise it'd be about 4 hours long, this video. So yeah, I'm going to do my normal prep because I've passed my e-file with them, which means I can use my e-file for this, so that's good. So I'll do my normal. So I've just sanitised all my equipment that isn't single use. And what do I want to do? Get my fan out, push my cuticles back. So I'll start with that. So I've got a little bit of gel on these at the minute, so I'm going to have to set that down. I'm not going to take it all off because I might end up doing 3 different exams on this same hand, which is going to be a bit much if I've got to do full removal each time. So that's that. I'm only gently pushing it back a bit. But the prep that they want to see includes taking the shiny surface off the nail. So I only do this on about number 4. Going forward, so I'm not going down that way, I'm coming this way. But I'm only really touching that very end bit. I don't want all this on my nail because I don't want to take any more off the surface of the nail than I have to. So just the very end bit, just to lift that. And I always get quite crusty in the corners. But I'm going to be going over with the sanding band to rough up the surface, so that's as much as I want to do. I'll go forwards from there. So I'm just going to take the polish off with this fine ceramic bit. Only on about number 7. Bit of hand filing. I don't normally do a massive amount on the cuticles until I'm actually doing the finished filing, but they're going to want to see a decent picture. So I think I'll file the edges first and then I'll go around the cuticles a bit. So just move this 240. Oh, I'm only sewing it because I've got gel still on, otherwise I'd do the one way or the other way. So these are their own tips that they've given me to work with, so I better use these. They are the curved ones, which I've said. I never wear curved. I know some people like them. Actually, it feels great when you've got them on. But yeah, I've got to stick these on, so I've just left this last one to do. And they send you the brush on glue as well. So this kit was free with it. I've got a couple of exams I'm going to be doing that there's no kit included, but I've got my own stuff like dip and builder gel and stuff. Oops, get on. I'm more worried that it's straight and not got air bubbles under it. Yeah, so when I got onto them, I've got my own stuff for these, because they were in the kit. I'll use what they sent me. I nearly forgot I was videoing for you then. So, I've sent photos through. I've had to stick the tips on, cut them down. I've done them quite long. And yeah, I've had to show prep and everything, and I've put the primer on. So now I'm ready for acrylic. So let's just do this one. So I've had a little practice with this acrylic, but not much, because I didn't want to use all the monomer up. And this is the brush they sent me. Okay, so and it is clear. Now they show to put it on like this. That's too, just far too dry. Far too dry, that. I forgot to wet my nail. Try again. Do it my own way. That'll do. Fairly smooth, that's alright. Right, now this one. Oh gosh, I hope I'm in frame. Right. Settle yourself. So. Of course, that was setting fast. Try to avoid having too much filing to do. That'll do, I think. Yeah, not too bad. I'll just file that down, turn it round, no gaps. Okay. Right, moving on. Right, I thought I'd done these, well, filed them ready for polish. However, you know, I've got like bent fingers, particularly that one. Well, if I hold my fingers together for these, which is quite difficult, but hold them all together, can you see what's happening with my index finger? I've just had my tea and then we've been watching something on telly and I looked up at my hand against the wall and I thought, no, that's not right. It's going in. So if I take that square, which is good, it's going to make it look like a coffin. So, in fact, I'll do that now and I'll show you what I mean. So if I make that look more square so it's not going over. Yeah, it's looking more straight there, but it's still coming in there, look. That's got to go dead straight, like that. So it's that tiniest little margin, but I think that's, I don't know whether it would pass or not, but anyway, I'm not leaving it like that. What I'm going to do is, I am going to put some more acrylic on and then file it. But what I'll do is I'll probably wet my bead, dry it a bit so it's firmer, and then just place it without, because there's no foams or anything on, is there now? So let's do that. So it's not always about getting things done right first time, is it? Mind you, if you sit in a lot of exams, I mean, you've got to get it right first time, haven't you? But this is the beauty of being online. And I'm sure if you're in the classroom, they'd go sort that out. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, monomer. I need a tiny bit. Oh, I tell you what, I used their primer because I said I was going to use everything. Oh, I've never known how so strong in my life. I immediately wiped, it was this finger here, I don't know why there, and round the cuticles on some of them, and I particularly didn't get it to the edge, but it kind of soaks into it, soaks up your nail, and it felt like, but I mean, it's not acid free, obviously, I'm telling you. So I had to wipe all my cuticles quickly with some alcohol and get it off. So yeah, shan't be using that again after I've done these exams. So, see, oh, that one will do. So I want it on this outside. It's nice and smooth though, I must admit. I'm quite pleased with that side of things. Oops, I ain't got what's it, hold on. One of my little puppy pads. Let's get some moisture out. See if we can build something here. Oh, pillock. Sorry. I'm not cutting that out. Oh, that's going to file better. It's bigger than I need, but that don't matter. Make it smooth though. Can I get that straight? Yes, I can get that straight now. See what I mean? If you want to ask me any questions about what I've found doing these courses, let me know. You can always DM me if you're interested in the courses and you want any info that you can't find out on there. Obviously, I've not done them all as yet, but I've done the e-file one and then this acrylic one. So, yeah. One observation I've made so far, I mean, I'll do a full summary at the end of this series, because I'm putting all the courses I do in a series. One of the things I've noticed is that I think I'd want to be updating the videos a bit, really. I think some of them must have been filmed a long time ago. Some are filmed and they're very overhead like this, so you can see really clearly what they're doing. Others, there's like her arm gets in way with cardigan and this, that, and the other, and there's somebody kind of stood from this side, and she's obviously talking to the class, so I could understand thinking, while I'm doing it, I'll film it, and then we're getting the same as they're getting in there. But when the hand is in the way of what they're doing, sometimes I watch it for what they want from me, and then if I'd not already been watching loads on YouTube, I would refer to YouTube and watch somebody else building a nail, putting forms on, filing, anything that you can't see well on the screen. If you're a bit stuck, have a look on YouTube. I mean, you can ask them questions. I must admit, there is a chat box, and whenever I send one through, I think I had something came back within a few hours, and then another one the next day, so it depends on what time I'm doing it. I'll leave that a minute longer. Yeah, so videos could be crisper, I think is the word I'm looking for. And then also with the exam papers, when they make spelling mistakes, like the contraction instead of contraction or contraindication, that's a bit sloppy, I think, basically. But if you get the gist, if you sort it, I mean, it's all about getting your exam and passing so you can get your insurance and get cracking into it. So obviously the trainings that they give are passed for you to be able to get your public liability insurance. So they're happy with the content of what people are being taught. So I've no complaints with what I'm being taught. It's just that you can get more practice doing it online because you can spend as much time as you want doing it. And also, thank goodness for YouTube University, because it sorts us out many a time, doesn't it? Right, so let's see if I can get that into a reasonable shape now. God, this section's 8:52 seconds, 8 minutes 52 seconds. So I'm just going to bring that up level. Let's look from here. What I don't want to do is make it straight and then end up losing some of the width getting the shape, so I'm going to try and do it all at the same time. So I just took my filing and go and cook tea. So I just filed them enough to wash my hands. Like I said, I thought I'd done, apart from buffing, but I think we've sorted it. They're alright if I could just top coat these, but they've got to be polished. So, show any problems, won't it? I've just started the polishing. I've done my thumb, them two, so I'll do this one. So they've had 2 coats and top coat. So I'll do this. So, oh, not even in frame, sorry about that. I do find that finger difficult to paint. We don't want no fluff. And I don't want that bit either. That'll do. So this is square, all done. Yeah, not so bad. Not so bad. Right, I've got to send him a video like this. And I shall pop back and let you know how I get on. In fact, I'll pop back and show you the almond set and the coffin set before I go. Meanwhile, I might get to know whether this one passes or whether I don't get a pass till I've sent all three. Not sure yet. But yeah, there they go. My husband will wonder what's sitting when I go down with these. Ooh. I've just gone to do a bit of editing and realised I never actually showed you these. Although you'll have seen these already in other videos, because I've got these on doing hauls because I forgot to video them for this bit. So yeah, they've changed to blue. And then I did the almond, excuse my bent finger. Oh dear, they're looking a bit messy. I've just been working with them, but they looked, yeah, they're growing out now. But anyway, I got a pass on those. So they came back and said, right, good work. You can now move on to your next shape. So I chose almond. So I've done those almond ones. So I just thought, well, I'll have a change. And I sent them in blue. Then did those to match. So that's why I've got different shapes. And I was waiting now. You can see they're nearly grown out now. I was waiting again because I want to have a decent before and after picture. So, yeah, these are scuffed to death, aren't they? I wonder if that'll clean up. Oh, it's all right. It's just... Yeah. What was I saying? Yes, my cuticles are ready for doing. So I can do a decent before and then hopefully they'll look a lot better for after. So yeah, that's what I've done so far. So these two have passed. Just the coffin to do now. So my square and my almond both passed. So I've now had to do coffin. So these aren't actually as perfect as the others, but I'm not quite sure what perfection they're going for. And the only reason I say that is because I've got a little bit of I damaged my cuticle there. So I think I've been a bit afraid to go too near it when filing. Yeah, it's just not absolutely perfect in that corner. Can you see that light isn't absolutely perfect there, but I'm okay on the rest of them. So I'll keep my fingers crossed, and yeah, time will tell. So this is the last step for me fully qualified in the UK for nail technician course in acrylic. Right, I think I'll move on to Depends on my daughter-in-law. She said she'd be a volunteer, so I don't know whether to do express nails, which is like gel eggs, or builder gel. Not sure which she'll fancy. Anyway, before I go, I'll obviously pop back and let you know if I get my certificate. Hi lovelies, excuse the look. I just wanted to pop on and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for clicking on the playlist for this journey that I'm on. So just to let you know, I've just had the approval and I've passed. So, acrylic nail technician. Yeah, not going to do anything with it really. I'm not going out there. I'm not going to be doing clients. If you've not watched the beginning of this playlist, you can go back and have a look. But basically, I wanted to do it to confirm if I was doing it right or not. When you haven't got a teacher straight opposite you, you can just keep trying and don't actually know. Because I'm a bit of a perfectionist, I would look at it and think, nah, no good, no good, no good. But yeah, validation. So that's what I was after. And yeah, I feel like I'm qualified to put tutorial in a video, or at least come along with me while I practice. Because once you pass a test for something, you still have to hone your skills, don't you? And I always come back to thinking about driving. You learn to pass your driving test, but then you're out there, you're on your own, you're on the road, and you've got to get better and better at it. So yeah, that's what I'm aiming for. If you're interested in seeing me practice my acrylics, let me know, because I can film some of them. I do a lot of it. I just sort of get the monomer out, sit for an hour and play on tips and things like that. And yeah, if you want to see any of me practicing anything, let me know. So yeah, I'll give you the raw version. Thanks ever so much everybody for all your congratulations on passing the e-file. But now I've got the nail tech one, so yeah, in acrylic anyway. I've still got gel to do, so yeah, I think I'll have a break and then come back to that, because it's a lifetime access, so I can do it whenever I want. So thanks ever so much. Yay!